Hi, my name is Mary Brancasio, and I will update you with today, November 15th's top news. President Obama traveled to Staten Island and spoke to residents that were affected by Hurricane Sandy. He told emergency workers in Staten Island, "I'm very proud of you, New York. You guys are tough and bounce back just as America always bounces back." Then he stopped at a federal disaster recovery center where a group of about 200 residents cheered as he arrived. Later, he stopped at a small business administration tent and greeted a line of disaster workers from FEMA Corps. He also met with Damien and Glenda Moore, whose young sons, Connor, 4, and Brandon, 2, were swept away as the storm closed in. Mrs. Moore had packed them into her car and was trying to leave Staten Island to go to Brooklyn, but the car stalled. Mrs. Moore climbed out holding one child in her arms and the other by the hand. The police concluded that Miss Moore lost her grip of the children because she was slammed by the water. Obama expressed to them as a father and a parent that he was heartbroken over what they went through. Other presidents, unlike Mrs. Moore, were angry at President Obama because he did not go to Staten Island sooner. Thank you and have a good night.
Hi, my name is Mike DiLorenzo. Hurricane Sandy, the superstorm that devastated the East Coast, caused the most damage in South Jersey. South Jersey has been decimated by Hurricane Sandy. Many towns like Long Beach Island have been completely destroyed in the wake of the hurricane. Long Beach Island, natural gas leaks have become a major problem. Service has been cut off to the entire 18-mile stretch of the island. Officials are saying that it may not be restored for weeks, perhaps months. Many residents of these towns that have been destroyed have been barred from entering the town, even to see the damage that has been done to their homes. When people are being allowed back into the towns, they can only be there for a few hours to see what is left of their possessions. Many towns in South Jersey have National Guard soldiers at checkpoints to stop people from entering and making sure people are inside before curfews that have been set up in many locations. Looting has become a major concern in these towns. With many businesses closed down and destroyed, people have started to loot these places. Governor Christie has said that it will take time and money to rebuild these towns, but has vowed that they will be open to tourists next summer. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kiera Farley. In the relaxing beachfront community of Breezy Point, Queens, people were prepared for rain and floods, but no one expected what took place on the night of Hurricane Sandy. At 11 p.m. on that Monday night, under deep flooding, an unknown source sparked an unexpected raging fire. The 70-mile-per-hour winds spread the fire rapidly while destroying hundreds of homes in the process. The fire department rushed to the site. However, the 4-foot-tall standing water made the trek difficult. They arrived to find no working fire hydrants and were not prepared with the equipment to pump the water that surrounded them into the hoses. Eventually, the FDNY were able to get the water to the fires, but many homes were destroyed. It took 12 hours to fight the fire. The fire alone destroyed 111 houses. After taking it all in from the devastation, the rebuilding of Breezy Point has begun with the residents and also help from volunteers. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan Finch, and here is your breaking news story of the day. All 50 states have now filed formal petitions with the White House website to secede from the Union since the re-election of President Obama. 7 states have already met the required 25,000 signatures in 30 days to evoke a White House response. Texas has accumulated the most digital signatures thus far, boasting well over 100,000. The petition claims that the state's 15th largest world economy would be enough to support itself. And with the U.S. stocks falling to the lowest levels since the summer, it seems many are following suit. New York State's petition hosts a meager 13,000 signatures in comparison. However, the petition has until December 10th to attract more discontented citizens. Yet the Constitution has afforded for more than just petitions for secession. There are also many others. Among the most popular, removing marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act and recounting the presidential election. Ironically, a petition to strip citizenship of anyone who signed a petition to secede has also been filed, attracting nearly half of the required signatures in only 2 days. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of STAC News. I'm Ryan Fitzsimmons. Congress must act soon to avoid major budget cuts and tax increases as our nation's fiscal crisis grows more severe. A deal must be reached by January 1st, 2013, but many are not hopeful for a positive outcome. Following the re-election of President Obama, the stock market fell significantly for 2 straight days. There are worries in markets over potential tax increases and Europe's continued struggles. The President and the House may be coming closer to an agreement, however. Many Republicans are softening their insistence on stopping any plan with a proposed tax increase on families that earn over $250,000 per year. One of Speaker of the House, John Boehner's aides, said that the President won and tax cuts are ending, whether we like it or not. Obama says he will reject any deal that does not increase taxes. Whether or not President Obama and Boehner can come to an agreement on specifics is the remaining issue. The President and Boehner failed to reach an agreement last year and have since had little communication since. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gilmartin with STAC Breaking News. As Hurricane Sandy tore through Monday, November 5th in Darrellstown, New Jersey, lighting professional and owner of the Lighthouse Incorporated, Sandy McGeough, lent his generators to his neighbors, who consist of young families and senior citizens. Sandy McGeugh's generators gave power to the homes for 3 days, allowing families to refrigerate their milk to feed their infants. Power was restored to Darrellstown on Wednesday. When asked about his deeds, Sandy McGeough has said that he was just being a good neighbor, that's all. He only regrets that he could not lend more power to the rest of the neighborhood. Sandy McGeough often works with NBC News and other sports corporations for news feeds. That concludes our breaking news.
Hi, my name is Kristen McGeough, and I'm reporting for STAC News. At least 11 more people have been arrested in New York City for looting businesses in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. A total of 15 people have been arrested in looting in the Rockaways section of the borough of Queens since the storm has hit Monday. On Staten Island, the district attorney's office announced Wednesday that 2 men were arrested for allegedly breaking into a rent-a-center by throwing a brick through the window, and 3 more were arrested for allegedly attempting to saw through a lock and open the gate of the store. Similarly, on Coney Island, one beauty supply store on Mermaid Avenue appeared to have a car driven through the metal gates, allowing the thief to make off with the cash register. In Nassau County on Long Island, police announced the arrest of 4 men on looting charges. The men apparently fled before taking anything from Expressions in Hempstead when the store's alarm sounded. Police in all areas are doing what they can to bring these criminals to justice. As Queens District Attorney Richard Brown states, I want to make it clear that such lawlessness will be vigorously prosecuted by my office and that we seek appropriate punishment. Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of STAC News. My name is Kelsey Robbins. On November 1st, an Iranian attack aircraft fired at least twice at an unarmed U.S. drone that was conducting routine surveillance over the Persian Gulf. The attack took place about 60 miles off the Iranian coast. George Little, the Pentagon press secretary, described the attack as unprecedented and claimed that the drone was not in Iranian airspace, but was flying in international airspace. The Iranian aircraft made at least 2 passes by the slower-moving unarmed drone and pursued the drone for an extended period of time before it let the drone return to an undisclosed airbase. The United States has communicated to the Iranians that they will continue to conduct routine surveillance flights over the Arabian Gulf, which has been a long-standing practice in their commitment to the security of the region. George Little claims that the incident was not reported sooner due to the fact that the military does not discuss classified surveillance missions but agreed to answer questions after the news reporters revealed the shooting. Thank you. Have a good night.
Welcome to another edition of STAC News. My name is Nick Tirado. An Arizona woman in despair at the re-election of Democratic President Barack Obama ran down her husband with a family car in suburban Phoenix on Saturday because he failed to vote in the election, police said on Monday. Solomon, 28, was arrested after running over her husband, Daniel Solomon, following a wild chase that left him pinned underneath the vehicle. Gilbert Police spokesman Sergeant Jesse Sanders said Daniel Solomon, 36, was in critical condition at a local hospital, but is expected to survive. Police said Daniel Solomon told them his wife became angry over his lack of voter participation in last Tuesday's presidential election and believed her family would face hardship as a result of Obama winning another term. Witness reported the argument broke out on Saturday morning in a parking lot and escalated. Police said Holly Solomon then chased her husband around the lot with the car, yelling at him as he tried to hide behind a light pole. He was struck after attempting to flee into a nearby street.